Hey everybody, it's Jake and welcome to day one of the Learn SketchUp tutorial series. I'm super excited about this series because SketchUp and 3D modeling is what I do for a living. So this series is just going to be the best, the greatest that I can put out there. First, I'm going to show you some of the things that I've done. These are clients that I've worked for, and I'm just going to show you some examples of what you can do with SketchUp. So this is a landscape design, and just real quickly, we're going to zoom in here and pan over a little bit. And just kind of show you some of the things you can build, so like tables and chairs, furniture, all this stuff, just a layout. And I'm going to show you another project, so let's bring that up. This is an interior. This is actually a project done for CR England and Lisman Studios. So this is their cafeteria area. Yeah, a truck inside. Yep, that is Boss. So interior designers will like it a lot. Also, here's a kitchen design. I'll pull that up. This is for the same Lisman Studios. Okay. SketchUp's great for graphic designers, game designers use it, architects use it, and it's definitely powerful enough to do all of those things. General contractors use it, landscape designers use it. And I wrote notes, but I have no idea why I did because I don't know where they went. Yes, they could be used for 3D printing and yeah, many other things. So let's show you the one last sample. Here's another landscape design right here. There's a pool. Zoom in, hot tub, pizza oven. This is actually all built. I'll maybe throw some pictures up. This is an outdoor movie theater. Alright, so that's just real quickly. I wanted to show you guys what you can do with SketchUp, which is pretty much everything, anything to do with design. And now we're going to get started with the sample. This is going to be a project base, so we're actually going to build a shed. That's the first thing we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of those. So if you already have SketchUp downloaded, let's go ahead and open SketchUp. Where did I put my SketchUp file? Not there. I need to open a new one. There we go. So go ahead and hit start using SketchUp. Choose template. It usually will have you choose a template if this is the first time you've launched it. And just do simple template, feet and inches, and then hit start using SketchUp. Alright, so you should just have the tools right here on the left hand side. If you don't, you can just go up to view. Well, you can go to toolbars, and then you can just do getting started and large tool set. I think that's all we have open right now. And I would do views as well. Go ahead and check that. And then you can just go ahead and hit close. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is kind of getting around and navigating. So to orbit, what you want to do, if you have a scroll wheel, you just want to click in your scroll wheel on your mouse and then just move your mouse around, and that'll allow you to orbit around this young lady right here. Now, if you want to pan, you just hold down Shift and you do that same mouse wheel. Right? Click the mouse wheel in while you're holding down Shift, and you can pan back and forth. Move it around, orbit, just the mouse wheel, and then you can do that. Okay. Also, if you open this window, you can go top view. Right here, you'll see these tools with the house. You can hit top view, and that'll go above her. You can hit front, it'll go right in front of her, and all the others, left and right. So let's come over here. And the first tool we're going to go over is just the regular line tool right here. So you click that pencil right there, and we're going to click anywhere in this area. So just click once. And you'll see that it's kind of coming up on this red axis right here. That's your x-axis. Now, if you want it to be held, see how it's just kind of free-handing right now? Oh, it's got to catch up. There we go. If you want it to draw a straight line, all you need to do is hold down Shift, and it'll lock it to any of these different axes right there. So I'm holding down Shift, and that's why I can draw it straight. Now, you can click anywhere after that, and it'll end the line. Now, if you saw down here, you'll see that it went a certain length. It showed the length, 30 feet. Now, if we wanted that to be exactly 30 feet, I'm going to go ahead and hit undo. Now, you can go edit up here and undo draw line, but I would do either their alt backspace, or I use Control Z to do undo. I'm going to hit escape. If you start drawing a line, you want to get out of it like I just did, you can go ahead and just hit escape, and that'll take you away from that operation. I'm going to hit Control Z real fast, and you can do it too, just to undo that line real quick. And then go ahead and draw another line, but we're just going to let it drop on the x-axis right there. and then you can take your hand off the mouse, but we're just going to type in 30 feet, and you'll see right down here that 30 came up, right? So if we just type 30, now right now that's just 30 inches because the default is to be in inches. So you actually do need to type that comma or that apostrophe. So go ahead and hit enter, and then you'll see that that line that was created is exactly 30 feet. So let's go back here. I know I'm still embarrassed that I got hung up on the apostrophe word. Let's go back here, and we're going to do another one, and let's do this one 30 feet as well. Go ahead and hit enter, and then we're going to lock to the x-axis here. And this time we're not going to do 30 feet because what we're going to do is we're just going to hold down shift. We're going to go to the red, and you'll see that there's these little tiny lines, this green line that's going from the pencil edge coming right out of the line. We're going to line that straight up with that edge right there. So it's going to lock to that right there. You see that green dot that comes up, and then we can just click that. Let me just expand this window all the way up because we can get a fuller view. Now we're going to draw the last line, and this one's actually going to go to this point right here. Now you can hold down shift or not, it doesn't matter. It should just, as soon as you cross over that point, it'll lock to it. And then go ahead and click it and just put it right there. So you'll see that that created this plane around the 4 lines. We want to bring this up, right? We want to extrude it, and extrude just means to pull away from, and it creates a new surfaces to be pulled away, right? So we want to make this a box. And how we're going to do that is we're going to go right up to here, and we're going to go to the push-pull tool right there. It's that box, it's that little box with the arrow going up, and we're just going to click that right there. And then we're going to come over, and you'll see that you've got the icon of the box. We're just going to click, and we're just going to hold down on the left mouse button. We're going to pull up. You'll see there at the bottom right, you've got your distance. We're going to go up 10 feet. Let's do, 10 feet. So we're just going to relieve it. Just let go of the mouse button at 19 feet, and then we're going to type in. Now, to do the math, we could just do 120 like that, right? Because that'd be really quick, because it's all on the mouse pad if you're using if you have the number pad, not mouse pad, number pad. But for the sake of this, we're just going to back up a little bit, and we're just going to do 10 feet. Use the apostrophe and click enter. Now, we want to know that this is exactly 10 feet. Let's say we wanted to check distances, where there's a tool for that, and it's called the measuring tape. So if you come right over here, it looks like that I'm dyslexic. It's actually the tape measure. So we'll go ahead and we click that right there, and then we can click this edge right here, and we can pull it up, and we can check that. Down at the bottom right, you'll see it says length 10 feet. Now I cheat sometimes. I actually use just this line tool, the pencil, and I'll come up. Oh, gotta escape out of it. Okay, I'll grab the line tool a lot, and I'll just check that way. But it's actually better form to use the measuring tape. Go like that, and you can create that right there. You can actually click it, and then we'll have this as a point. So if I were to ever draw a line over here, and you don't need to do this, but if I were to draw a line out here, I could go up, and if this is way far away and I can't reference this point, then I could hold that, and I would know that that's 10 feet above, because these reference lines go to infinity. So let's go ahead and delete that, and what you do is you just select that with your left mouse button, and you can just hit delete right there. Same with this reference line. Go ahead and delete that right there. Alright, so now we have this box here. Now we're going to be building a shed now, and how we're going to build the shed is we're actually going to start with this rectangle tool right up here. It's right next to that pencil. Just go ahead and click that rectangle tool, and then just click down over here. You can line it up with that if you want. You'll see there's invisible lines being created. It doesn't matter though, just click anywhere. And you'll see that these dimensions, how they're formatted, are a little bit different. Let's go ahead and pull this out. And we're going to make a 10 by 10 shed. How this is formatted is it'll take your X and then it'll take your Y dimension. You'll see that there's that comma right there in between the two. So what we're going to write is we're going to write 10 feet, comma, 10 feet, and hit enter. And you'll see that it's 10 by 10. Double check it. 10 by 10. All right, now we're going to make this 10 by 10. So we're going to come up. So I'm using my shortcut keys. Whoa, teaching a tutorial. Okay, go back over here and hit your push pull tool. Click that again. We're going to pull that up 10 feet. So click right there, go ahead and release it, and go ahead and hit, I'm just going to type 120 now because 120 inches is 10 feet. Boom, there you go. So 10 feet. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to delete this original box because we no longer need it. Now to select, we can come up here to the arrow tool right there. We can hit the arrow tool, and then we can just click the left mouse button, and anything within that box will be selected. Now you have to have the full line or the full surface. So if I just go like this and I release, the only thing that was fully within that box was this line right here. You see that it turned blue and was selected. But if I wanted to just have a little bit in there, if I start from the bottom right and move up, you'll see that my box is this dash line. The marquee is this dash line. And what that'll do is that'll select everything that any piece of that component or part touches will be selected. So if I let go right here, you'll see that this surface was fully selected even though the whole surface wasn't within that marquee. Also, these lines coming out right here weren't fully in the marquee, but it still selected them because part of them was in there. So again, if I click anywhere, it'll just deselect. So again, if I come down here like this, it's not going to select anything unless it has the full point or the full part of it within the marquee. The opposite is true, just a piece of it will select it. So go ahead and just select this whole thing and then hit delete, and we'll get rid of that there. Okay, so let's zoom in on this box. This is going to be our shed, and what we're going to do is we're just going to draw a line. Again, I just did a shortcut, but come up here and click this pencil right here, and we will zoom into this face. Now if we want to look at this straight, the face straight on, we can just go ahead and click that right there. Then we'll have a straight on shot of it. So the first thing we don't really need to figure this out, but we can determine what we want our pitch to be. And how to do that, your pitch is going to be your run and your rise. So let's say that if we go up, and by run I mean horizontally, and then rise is how far does it go up for how far it goes over. So let's go ahead and we're going to set this to probably, let's just make it 45. So we're going to go up 5 feet. And we're going to hit enter. Now we're not going to worry about overhang on this shed for right now. We'll worry about that later, and how structurally a shed would be built. We're just going for shape right now. Okay, so we've got this line and it's going to continue, so we're going to click that edge right there. Boom. And then we've got that 45-degree angle because we have 5 feet going over. For every 5 feet we go over, we go up 5 feet. Okay, now we're going to click this point right here. We're going to select right here, and it'll create that new surface right there. Now we want to get rid of this line right here because we only want to push this back once. We don't want to have to, like if I came up here, if I orbit with the center mouse key or the click wheel, if I were to hit push and then pull it out, I'd have to do both sides. And so what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate this line right here. And how we do that is with our eraser tool right here. So we just click this eraser tool and we come over here, and if we hold down the left mouse button, anything that we go over will get erased. So you see that it went blue, right? That means it's going to be erased once I release that left mouse button. So I'm going to release it and it'll take it away. Now I'm going to undo that real quick with Control Z. But or Command Z, I think it's Command Z if you're on Mac. But let's say that, go ahead and click the arrow or your space bar. If I just wanted to delete this real quick, I could always just select it and then hit delete. But that's more commands because I have to hit the space bar or the arrow button, click it, and then hit delete. Versus if I'm using the eraser tool, I just go ahead and I hit, if I'm using hotkeys, of course, I would hit my E for eraser. Now it's going to be different on yours, so I don't want to talk about hotkeys yet, but I would just click the eraser and I swipe over it once. This is useful because sometimes you want to delete more than one thing at a time and not just be individually clicking things. So if I hit undo again and I wanted to erase these 3 lines right here, I just hold down the left key, boom, boom, boom. Takes all 3 of them out. So go ahead and hit spacebar right here to go back to that. Now again, you don't have to do that. I'm just showing you that for future reference. Okay, and then I'll do eraser again here. Get rid of that line. Okay, now spacebar again, back to the arrow. What we're going to do here is we're going to push this back to this edge, this triangle. So come up over here, hit the push-pull tool, and we're going to select that surface. Well, not select it, but hover over it. It'll turn blue once it's ready to be pushed, and then we're going to go ahead and push it all the way to there. Now let's undo this real quick, because you'll see that we've got this light blue surface and it's not really matching. So in SketchUp, there's really no material applied right now, but what the default is to have this white with this light blue on the back side. So if I were to click this, well, let's skip that part actually. What we're going to do is we're going to undo that real quick with Control Z, and we're going to do the push-pull tool right there. And as we're pulling back like this, you'll see that it goes blue, right? I want you to just hit Control. Did you see that? I just hit Control. Now on the Mac it'll be Command. If not, somebody comment and say it's not. But you're just going to pull it back and then drop it on that point right there. Now this side is still blue like this, and we want to switch that. So we're going to press spacebar for arrow. We're going to click on this, and we're going to click the right mouse button right there. And you'll see that this drop-down menu came up. What we're going to do is we're going to reverse faces. Boom. There we go. We get the white right there. That's the one we want. And then we got this side. That side's fine. All good and dandy. So now what do we want to do with our shed? We want to add a door to this. So how are we going to do that? We're going to go to our rectangle right here, and we could draw a rectangle like this, but we want our door to be centered. So how are we going to get to our center point? We're going to go ahead and undo that with Control Z, and we can use the measuring tape measuring, and what we can do is we can come up here and we can bring this over just like that, and we can drop it right in the center. So now we've got our center point. So what we're going to do here is, how tall do we want our door? Let's make our door 8 feet. So we're going to click right here. We're going to bring this up 8 feet. Go ahead and type in 8 feet and hit enter. And now we want our door to be 3 feet across. Now we can do math here, and we can say, okay, we've got a 10-foot span right here. So if we want this to be 3 feet, the difference is going to be 7 feet. So we'd go 3.5 feet off each edge. But let's just make it easy on ourselves. We're going to go out and we're going to bring this out to 2.5, or not 2.5, 1.5 feet. So I can actually do 1.5 feet, and that'll give us 42 inches. Boom, right there. Again, I can check right there with my pencil tool. You'll see that it's 1.6. Did I say 42? Why did I say 42? 18. I did some weird math there. I did 1.5 feet, which is not, I did 3.5 feet for some reason in my head. Okay, and then we're going to come out from this line, and this one's easier because we just know it's going to be 36. Again, we can check with this, 3.6, 3.6. So this is where the door is going to be. Now, let's go ahead and just select our rectangle tool, and then we're just going to bring that down right there, and we're going to hit enter right there. Okay, so now let's erase these lines right here. Remember what we talked about, the eraser tool. Come right up here to the eraser tool, hold down your left mouse button as you scan over these, boom, take them away. And now you're thinking to yourself, okay, I think I made this door a little too high. I actually want it to be 7.5 feet. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use the move tool. If we go right over to here, you'll see these 4 arrows right here. Go ahead and click that. That's your move tool. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we're going to hover over this line right here, and we're going to drag this down, make sure it's on the blue plane, the Z plane, and then we're going to drop it. And after we've already let go of it, that's when we're going to type in the 6 inches. Now again, we can do 0.5, or we can just type in 6 and hit enter. Okay, so let's go ahead and check that with the tape measure. Again, you don't need to, but it's always good practice. So come up, 7.6. Great. Hit escape to get out of that because you don't want to put that down. All right, so we've got this start to our shed. We're getting about 20 minutes in, getting close to 20 minutes. So real quickly, I'm just going to show you where this is going to lead to. We're going to get something like this. We're going to be building this garden shed right here. Not exactly. We're going to be doing our own versions. You see over here, I've got some other versions. And so we'll divert, but this is the amount of detail that we're going to move up to in the following days. And we're going to get windows in. We're going to go over a lot more tools, And here's another sample of another shed that we will do. Again, we will do different sheds like this, but by the time we get there, we'll divert, and it'll be really cool to see all the different styles and different materials that you guys add to your sheds as well. So maybe I'll put a link down below or something, or an email that you can send those once your shed's completely done. You can send your shed, and then we can all see it or share it or whatever. But for now, we're going to stop here because we're getting a little long. So go into day 2, and we will continue along with our shed. Again, my name is Jacob Williams from Wild Academy. Please like the video and share it. I know a lot of people don't even know about SketchUp because it's funny, it's a completely free program, and so many people are like, oh, I didn't even know this program exists. So please share the videos so your friends know about it. Twitter, Facebook, whatever's popular by the time you're watching this video. I know it changes all the time. But if you have any questions, you can contact me. Just leave a comment. I can always help you out. I love helping people out. All right. Thanks again. Have a good one, guys.